But in the end, I managed to win with just 3 landing locations. Second location we have is going to be in the northwest side of the map. Motel can actually have a lot of people sometimes, but if the bus starts at the bottom of the map like in this game, then it would usually be like me on Friday nights, alone. So that's why I went here, and I got really unlucky. After searching the entire area, I only found 2 chests, but it can actually spawn up to 7 chests, so it's still a great place for Omni Pie apparently. But even when you get a bit unlucky, as long as the storm doesn't go straight to Moisty Mire, then you should still have time to go northwest and loot up to 4 more chests for a total of 11 possible chests. Oh man, that's a lot of chests for just 1 person. And I checked today, the hop rocks are actually still there, even though they took them away from the other craters. So it's not too hard to get to most save zones from here. I got an easy sniper kill in the top 22, which gave me a lot of mats and ammo. Then I got sniped from a guy in the top 6, and he was just the worst type of player. This dude literally sits there spamming me down while I run from the storm. But that's not all. He didn't even care when the storm was on him and just wanted to get the kill even if it meant he died and kills both of us. Well, it happened alright. The him dying part at least. Rip out GT, you greedy turd. And then the last fight was just a massive hide and seek in the last circle. You know, the usual. I was lucky the John Wick was slow enough for me to one-shot. But overall, a pretty easy win with 2. And the third landing location is the Superhero Mansion south of Lonely Lodge. The battle bus started on the west side, so this was a really great place to land in this game. This place can sometimes have a couple of people, but again, if you land outside the path of the bus, then you will usually be able to loot it by yourself. And I actually found a llama in this game, back when it still gave 500 of each type of materials. Let's all just have a moment of silence for the llama nerf to 200 mats, everyone. And again, just like the last 2 locations, this mansion has really good loot for just 1 person. There's 4 different stories and 4 chests you can find here with a ton of floor loot. I only got 3 chests in this mansion, but I left with a crazy good inventory and full shields with extra minis. And after you're done with the mansion, right outside the house is a ton of trees stacked right next to each other. So you can just farm up a ton of wood so easily. And most of the time, you can rotate to the trailer park west of the mansion for a couple more chests. It can spawn 3, but only 1 spawned that time. But that's okay. I had a good inventory already. So now it's pretty much just time to survive until the end. And holy crap did I survive. I'm telling you right now, you guys are gonna be so jealous of this win, but don't worry, after this video, just do what I did, and you're gonna rack up wins like crazy, trust me. So in the top 11, I actually found a second llama, literally just in the middle of the map, on top of a cliff too. Oof, he must have been having a real tough day. Kinda surprised no one broke him yet. I couldn't save him right away though, because he was in the storm. When something like this happens, what you want to do is make sure you clear the area, because you're not trying to fight a thirsty player and the storm at the same time. That usually doesn't go well. Then when it looks clear, you drop 2 items and then you go get the llama. Because if it drops 2 healing items, you're gonna want to pick them up and use them without losing a weapon in the storm. It costed me a medkit, but totally worth it. Just look at those mats. They didn't go to waste either. In the top 4, a super thirsty player with a rocket launcher and jetpacks back when it was still in the game really wanted me. I had to
What the heck?
to make it out of there alive.
I'm trying to
And then I launched padded right into another thirsty player. Why is everyone out to get me? I had to get away from there too because of the storm. Finally, the last 2 guys hopped off my back and fought each other. Then I just went in for nice cleanup. Landing was a bit rough, but overall an easy 1 kill win. No big deal, you know, only costed about 2,000 mats. Obviously the llamas helped a lot, but the landing location giving me a ton of shields and great weapons helped too. Now onto the last location, which is probably the safest one of them all, because it is literally on the very edge of the entire map. I'm talking about the house made of player structures northeast of Wailing Woods. Again, as long as the bus doesn't start on this corner of the map, then this place will usually be empty. It can spawn up to 3 chests. I got really unlucky in this game and only found 1 chest, but that's okay. We can go north a little for an ice cream truck, which can spawn 2 chests, and it did. Then more to the north is a house with 1 more chest, but it didn't spawn. Now we head west to the 2 houses that can spawn 3 chests. It spawned 2 that time. And that's basically the loot path you want to take when landing here every time. You can get up to 9 chests, which is actually a lot for just 1 person. Risky Reels is normally always looted, which it was, but whoever did it was a bit blind because they missed a chest right in the middle. It's mine now. And there we go. This landing location got me a pretty full setup with a nice legendary boat action to boot. All that's left is to get that dub. In the top 8, I got a pretty clean kill off a Techno who honestly probably paid for those tiers because they were clueless. Followed up with another pretty easy kill, and just like that, we made it to the end, which as usual is just a giant game of hide and seek. It was a really tough fight. If it weren't for the medkits and the shield potions that I got at the beginning of the game, I probably would have lost that fight against this RPG maniac. As you can see, those 4 landing locations helped me get back-to-back wins very easily, but having an open back design headphone actually helped me a ton with those last fights, where there's a ton of structures everywhere and you have to use your ears the most. You can get yourself a really nice pair of gaming headsets from today's sponsor with their Mastrop Sennheiser PC37X gaming headset. Like I said, it's an open back design that has the same high quality drivers that are found in Sennheiser's even more expensive headsets. What all that means is that you'll be able to hear exactly where your enemy is when they're moving or shooting without even seeing them. So you can have an edge in those intense endgame fights for those easy wins. Click the link in the description below to see more info and reviews about this headset and see if it's a good fit for you. That's going to be it for this video. Make sure you like and subscribe for more content. See you in the next one.
Hello and welcome to PlayStation Grenade. Once again, I've been stalking those pro Fortnite players and trying to see the behaviours they use to get the upper edge in battle, the setups they utilise to farm efficiently, and the tricks they practice to become Fortnite gods. Here's 100 pro tips currently used by those people lucky enough to be paid to play video games. But first things first, I need you to smash the like button, subscribe with 12-volt account, and follow my best mate Dave on Twitter, and my grandma on Instagram. I'm only kidding. You be you. If you like something, fantastic. If you don't, it's fine too. 100 pro tips. Let's go. Let's start with the shopping cart, or the trolley, depending on where you are in the world. When running from the storm, take one with you. You can jump in the back and heal on the move. It's extremely useful. In duos, it's even better, as one person can heal while the other one pushes. As we all know, teamwork makes the dream work. The shopping carts can be forced to go faster with certain weapons. The minigun works like a dream, but the LMG and the rocket launcher have similar effects. When running from the storm, or rotating over to another area of interest, if you can spare the bullets, jump in a shopping cart and blast your way to your destination. Shopping carts can also negate fall damage, not always though, it depends on your landing skills. But if you don't have the materials to descend from a mountaintop or a high hill, jump in and ride it out. It's risky, so only you can decide if it's worth the hassle. If you learn to land on all 4 wheels, it's the quickest and most effective way to get down. If you have the skills, you can use a shopping cart to negate a little fall damage. So if you're 4, 5, 6 tiles high, trying to jump into the it won't stop all the hurt, but it will stop you from dying. Now onto uses for the pyramid tile you most likely never use. A great way to get inside windows, such as at tilted towers or at a football stadium, is to use this little glider and then crouch to go through. Without it, it can be a bit of a struggle to get inside. If you don't like the pyramid tile, switch it into a down ramp for ease of descending after build battles. In fact, another great use for the down ramp is by adding a jump pad to get additional distances. It works so damn well to get away from the storm, and even better to completely surprise other players. If you find yourself with downed comrades but you need to escape, use that pyramid ramp and jump pad technique. This will allow your buddy to crawl to safety too. And come on, it looks pretty amazing. Going back to the original pyramid setting, it's actually possible to if an enemy goes above you, you can cap their movement with a pyramid. If you're skilled enough, you can turn this into a trap. This is quite an oldie, but remember, you can throw a pyramid over a fallen ally, and then keep fighting. To build on that, I tend to throw down multiple to put the opposition off completely, so anyone wanting to thirst your friends will need to be very attentive. It's like a magic. Which one is it? If you're in a sky base or a building on a platform above the enemy, think about using both a floor tile and a pyramid for additional support. The opposition will try to shoot you down, but the added pyramid gives double support, allowing you to get a shot off, jump pad away, or run back and restore the broken pieces. When you find yourself boxed up against a spammer above you, use the pyramid in unison with a floor tile. We all know that the occasional bullet gets through, so doubling up will really help. And when they go to reload, head it out and fight or run behind. The pyramid can also be your best friend when crossing Loot Lake. Making a bridge of pyramids makes you a harder target to hit and offers cover if needed. If you need to save materials when crossing Loot Lake, try using the jump ramp technique. Here's what you're going to do. Whilst running, build 2 ramps and jump from them. Then jump twice more and hold down.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
Speed in the water, and you'll also be a very difficult target to hit. Here's running versus the jump technique. They are identical in time. Have you ever needed to cross Loot Lake diagonally? Well, you'll know it can be a huge drain on your resources. Well, if you have the time to edit the pyramid structure, you can change it into this monstrosity and tightrope across Loot Lake. Oh, and remember the shopping cart minigun technique from earlier? It only bloody well works across water too. Let's quickly talk about skins. We know there's no advantage to battle pass or purchase skins. The guitar I wear makes it super easy to snipe battles. The
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
uses has an oversized head and is bright pink too. Again, much easier to see and be spotted. We also tested playing stealthily with the pink bunnies, and it was bloody impossible. And that, by the way, is where the hype bunnies were born. So a tip is to use a skin which reflects your playstyle. You can even go full default and surprise your enemies with your skill. Let's move on to farming. By now, we all tend to leave 15 trees. In the later game, I don't know about you, but I tend to knock down a huge hulking tree with one swing because someone's already been here before. You know that when holding a weapon, you can see the health of the tree from a much farther distance away than an axe. After realizing that, I didn't make that mistake again. How long does it take to open a bloody llama? It takes frickin' yonks, doesn't it? Well, be aware that you can destroy the llama any way you like to get the loot. Use your pickaxe or your weapon sooner. In a group scenario, it's like a llama slaughter. Do you remember the old axe cancelling? We tried to reset our character's position on it. Well, it's back again. It's much easier on PC, but it is possible on console too. To achieve this, we're going to use the wave emote. It does work with other emotes, but the wave is far superior. While swinging your axe, quickly emote. This will give you an extra swing every 2 swings.
What the heck?
Let's move on to building and
What?
first. Use your traps more often. I bet you've finished the game multiple times and find you have 7 or more traps in your possession. I find that popping a trap when ramping can act as a great trip mine or indicator that someone is behind you. Regardless of the distance, an audio cue can be heard if the trap hits someone, allowing you to get the drop on them. You'll actually find that now traps have received a buff, you'll get more kills than you'd expect. In battle, something as simple as placing a trap in your base will deter others from pushing while they reanalyze their options. That extra split second could give you the upper hand. At some point in the game, you'll lose the high ground and be boxed in. Try to practice these two wall edits. You may be thinking to yourself, just use a door, but doors take a split second to open and also give away your position by the sound they make. By using these specific edits, you can re-engage much quicker than using a door. When you do break out, practice this ramp building technique to reclaim the high ground. Break out, ramp above and below, do a 180 and ramp back over your foe. Due to the inclusion of spam weapons like the minigun and the light machine gun, a new wall push technique was created. Instead of simply ramping the opponent or adding a wall, the new technique adds floors for extra resilience to hundreds of bullets. To give you the ultimate rushing protection, build ramps followed by walls, followed by floors. You get the idea. To gain the high ground in the fastest way possible, whip out your bounce pads and use this technique. Jump pad from the ground, but remember to build walls on your way up. As your velocity slows down, build another floor and then start the action again. Bouncer, spam walls, floor. You'll be on top in no time, but be warned, your structure is extremely weak, so don't stay there too long. Should you need the high ground as fast as possible but you don't have jump pads, try this, it's ultra simple. Ramp, floor, rinse, repeat. It's best to attach this to your enemy's structure for support, but due to the speed of this, you can have the high ground in no time at all. And to go one more step further than this, you can use that pyramid and switch to a ramp again and link them together to save mats and climb criminally fast. You know that moment your structure is destroyed and you inevitably fall to your death. Keep in mind that the jump pads negate all fall damage. If your structure is being knocked down, you have a little bit more time before it reaches you. So take out your bouncer and escape from certain death. If you're lucky enough to win a fight in the sky, there's a method you can use to get to the ground ASAP. Fall backwards from the edge of your structure while spamming walls. Every 3 floors or so create either a ramp or a floor and then rinse and repeat. In no time, you're back on the ground unscathed. If you require more ways to get down, try throwing down a porta-fort and aiming for those tyres. If you really want to show off, jump on that shopping cart, but again, I can't do it. And if your skill level is high enough, use a pulse nade to prevent your death. You'll need to throw it just as your character gets to the top of their jump. Let's move on to fights. If you have to pick an enemy, do so on your right-hand side. All characters are right-handed in Fortnite, so the viewing angle on the right is far superior when planning a shot. As players are becoming more savvy, it's important to try and keep a level playing field. I'm sure you've noticed the head glitchers who find the perfect angle to sit and seemingly shoot through their bloody faces. Epic are trying to rectify this, but it's still possible to do in this day and age. If you want to know a method, I'll show you at the end of the video. At this point, I'll just say stay vigilant. When this is eradicated though, the best practice will be lining up a shot whilst crouch and then standing up to shoot and immediately crouching again. This makes you near impossible to hit. I personally hate it, but I do use it in squads and duos. It ultimately allows you to sort your inventory whilst moving with the team. If someone needs heals or bullets, drop them on the go. Oh, here's a good one. It's actually possible to reload shotguns whilst running. Simply jump, reload, switch weapons. Once you land again, just repeat the process. You'll reload 1 shell each jump and keep running at full speed. I want to talk about cheap and easy kills, but before we get to that, let's just do a few general things. Impulse nades are great for knocking enemies without casting enemies down. Similarly, they're great for escape. I'm sure 99% of people know this, but I still have to tell people when I do random squads. Campfires stack. Stand in the middle of them to heal ridiculously quickly. If you have the battle pass, use the limited time mode to do your challenges. If you hate pistols, but they are required to complete past the battle pass, jump into the limited time mode without hurting your stats or forcing you to play a way you don't feel comfortable with. But you never know, that gun you once ignored may be your favourite after all. Another battle, you need to eliminate enemies with a certain weapon, use a duo or squad match. And once you've knocked an enemy, finish them with the weapon you require. This way it won't force a complete change from your usual tactics. First shot accuracy is a very big thing in Fortnite at the moment, but which gun attains it the quickest? Just in case you don't know, standing still for a moment will change the reticle on screen. Once it does this, it means the next bullet will be 100% in that spot. During our check, the best gun for immediate accuracy is the SMG, shortly followed by the revolver. The one which took the most time in our setup was the and of course some guns don't have it at all.
What?
The jump pad and launch pad create a speed parachute. Remember to make it to channel the energy though. This way you'll instant speed boost when parachuting. Nice. Finally, let's look at dirty, stinking, cheating ways to get kills. Don't worry, they're all legit methods. My personal favourite is something I use when I have to go to the toilet mid-game. I'm getting old, alright? My bladder isn't what it used to be. Create a base full of traps, then add a roof, but block the roof with your head. So it looks fully constructed, but actually it's non-existent. Now wait for someone to walk over it, and they'll fall straight to their death. If that's not a dirty enough tactic for you, you can hide traps outside the tunnels in Dusty Divot. Your enemy won't see it coming. This area may be changing soon, so keep an eye out for other areas to use this. For example, the trucks around the island. Here's the easiest way to head glitch. Edit the pyramid into this monstrosity, is the one we used earlier to cross Loot Lake. Now slowly crawl up the ramp until you can shoot through it. This will protect your dome and make you a dirty, stinking cheater. A dirty, stinking cheater. Enjoy. This one will be taken out soon, but it's possible to add a trap on top of a roof tile and somehow it appears underneath. Spam the build and place buttons to achieve this dirty move. Finally, a note to console players. We all know that using a mouse and keyboard on console is the dirtiest cheating method you can legitimately do on console. But did you know there is another cheat method which isn't seen as such a dirty move? A Pro Controller. I'm currently using a Scuff Impact and oh my goodness, it's like legit cheating. I'll make a video explaining it next week, but basically the extra paddles give a huge advantage and your thumbs don't move off the sticks. Right, I'm getting sidetracked, and this video is getting ridiculously long, so I'm going to split the 100 tips across 2 videos so I can keep them quite short. And I'm completely sure you're already becoming bored to tears from my voice. So expect another 50 pro tips coming very, very soon. I'm Adam from PlayStation Grenade, and just so I can be a clickbaiter like everybody else, I'm giving away free V-Bucks. All you have to do is follow my uncle on Grind, and I've remembered to follow my he loves a good